Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video for Raid Shadow Legends. Today in this video, folks, the two main things that I'm going to be focusing on, or the main big thing, is basically getting some scrolls for some of my champions right here. This is what I'm trying to get some stuff for. They are pretty close to being maxed out, but still far enough. Now hopefully we can get some more of those scrolls for Queen Ava, and so I'm going to be doing some dungeons, and basically I will try and farm some of the keeps for some potions with the intention of getting another lich, which I will either keep or level up depending on how I am feeling at the time. The idea is I do want a lich, and I do already have one. However, I still want to get that rosin scarhide, so all of this is sort of kind of like working towards that. Now, in theory, I should already have all of the champions that I already need. And before I actually get too far into this video, I just wanted to say that I do realize that this weekend I did not upload any videos. And this was just because I was taking a wee bit of a break from pretty much YouTube. I just kind of needed some time to clear my head and kind of get myself back together. Plus, I will be working during this week on the ARC servers, so I kind of wanted to go in it all rested and with my patience set, because it's going to take a lot of work just to set those up and have them prepared for the Genesis whenever that will be released. In the meantime, for the videos going forward, I will probably most likely focus continuously on Raid Shadow Legends. Now, there is currently an event. It is a champion training event. It's more of a whaling event, if so to speak. Now, I'm gonna do what I can for that. However, I'm not gonna go all out and spend money like other people will probably be. Yes, there is a legendary, and I seem to have been chucked in a whale category. I could probably try and get that legendary, but I don't think that the legendary is worth the investment. I think it's far too expensive just for one guaranteed legendary. Definitely not my cup of tea. So for the moment, it's just a matter of repeating the stage, well, however many times over and over again, getting those scrolls. Primarily for Queen Ava. She does need to get an increase in damage. I mean, she can definitely farm the stage 312 quite easily, but I do want her to be a one-shot champion for all of the waves. Still have a bit to work with her. Obviously, she does need some better gear. She's running meh gear. It'll get her from point A to point B, I guess, but we still need to work on that gear. Now, the other thing going forward, what I will be working on, maybe sometimes on video, sometimes off video, actually more like most often off video, because obviously that would be a very long video. But I will be working on my clan boss team. So the way I'm going to go about it is those that apply debuffs will have to have an increase in accuracy, followed by speed and a lot of defense, regardless of what champion I'm using. Now, if I can squeeze a bit of increased attack or critical on that, that would be amazing. But the main focus is, of course, accuracy, speed, and defense. They do need to last quite a bit. We'll see where I can get with that. Obviously, the other thing I would need to do, seeing as I will probably only use one or maybe two champions that would be of level 60, is to level up the other bunch once I have decided what I'm going to go for. Now, I do have the Occult Brawler. I do want to see what he does and how he fares in the clan boss compared to Kale. If he's worse than Kale, I will then continue going forward with Kale. Kale is a consistent poisoner. He does apply poison if he has the accuracy, so that is the big thing. Whereas Occult Brawler has a percentage, so we'll see how that works out. Plus, Occult Brawler puts poisons on himself, plus taking damage from the clan boss. I don't know how that's going to work out too much. If he can dish out a lot of damage, then that'll be fine. If he can't, then it's going to be Kale, purely for the consistency with regards to applying the dots. I think the other champion that I'm going to be using will be Kalia for the HP burn. She's quite consistent with that unless I get something better that applies HP burn. So I plan on combining poison with HP burn. I'm going to keep Valkyrie in the team because of her counterattack and shield, and she can keep that up quite consistently, which is a good thing. So she more or less keeps that up 100%. She's fully booked, and we still need to get the masteries done on her. But as you'll see, for example, in these runs, Valkyrie is more than able of keeping to keep that sort of buff up all the time. Very, very, very good thing. So that's 3 of 5. I've been playing around with Tomb Lord, and in my opinion, Tomb Lord is a better version of Tyrell. Is it Tyrell? Yeah, Tyrell. So in terms of debuffing and putting the attack down and defense down, I think he also has a poison or something like that. And decreased speed, that's what it is. So again, a set of good debuffs on Tomb Lord. I don't know if this is what he was like, because he is severely badly represented by the ratings. The ratings are not accurate. I think he's just a better version of Tyrell, and so for me, Tomb Lord is now a replacement for Tyrell. I will still keep Tyrell, but Tomb Lord is better to me at this point in time. And then obviously, seeing as I don't really have many choices for healers, I will go with Flesh Terror simply because he has a group heal, but also extends the buffs, which does back up Valkyrie. Now, I would have liked something like Gorgorab or Arbiter, but I don't have any of them, so that kind of sucks for me. But until I get something like that, that would be amazing. Now, to be fairly honest, if Flesh Terror also did a revive, that would have been amazing. He would have ticked all of the boxes, but unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to stick with the group heal and the extension on the buffs, specifically on the shield and counterattack. That does count for quite a bit. So that's kind of the thing. That's kind of like the setup I'm looking at. Of course, that means I'll have to change out the gear, make sure that they're specifically fast. I'm going to go for the 170 with regards to speed and as much accuracy as I can. I'm going to focus primarily and test these out on the easy up to the hard clan boss, and we'll play around and see what they can do. I reckon this will just give me an idea until I get to the point where my champions will be of level 60. Now, as you can see, Valkyrie does keep up that shield all the time, which is really good. I like that ability. I think, yeah. So, I mean, I might look at trying, I don't know. I could play around with Miscreated Monster, but what I fear is that when the clan boss starts hitting like a freight train, he's going to take a lot of damage, more or less get one shot, so not very good in that department. The other thing, obviously, with all of the champion training events, I will also be focusing on that off camera. There was one that recently finished, there is another one that has started, and so I've spent quite a bit of energy, time, and resources to level up champions. So I have a ton of champions that are leveled up to a certain degree. Some will be chickens, others will continue to be leveled up. Obviously, the useful ones will carry on and probably most likely become part of my roster somewhere in the game. I'm also looking at shaving down the times for the keeps in due time. Obviously, I still need to do masteries and level them up, so that's kind of like where I'm at with Raid Shadow Legends. Ooh, I butchered that name a bit. And yeah, that's kind of. Oh, I also got 4 cold hearts, so I want 3 of them up at 60 now. If I get Rosin, Scarhide, 3 cold hearts, and I don't know. So that's what, 3, 4. There's 5 champions in that dungeon, and so what would I need? A tank, something to be able to tank the spiders. That should be alright. I should be able to do quite well in the spider dungeon. Now, I would have liked a royal guard. I have not been that lucky with all of the shards that I've opened. I have yet to see a royal guard. Not necessarily a big loss, but it does kind of suck for me. So with regards to the champion that I'm going to use as a tank, I'm going to have to look at a champion that can mitigate or not take damage from the spiderlings for 1 or 2 turns. I reckon Rosin decreases the turn meter and applies the debuffs, and then 2 to maybe 3 what they called cold heart should bring down the spider. Now obviously with that I do need to max out their attack as well as crit and crit damage. We do want them to hit very, very hard. That would be the point. So as you can see, Queen Ava is down, but not a big issue. Alright. I'm not going to complete the scrolls in this video. I'm just going to do a couple of things on the principle of what I do now will save me energy and time later on. I'm probably not going to get very far with it. There are still quite a few more runs, and by a few I mean a lot more runs to do of this before I can actually have a team that is fully ascended. I think, no, ascension. No, not ascension. With their masteries fully done. So what I'm going to try and do, because I'm working with Elaine, Kale, Flesh Terror, and Valkyrie, I'll keep these as a consistent team until they get their masteries fully maxed out, and then I'll just keep swapping out a champion from time to time that needs mastery. So that's the way I'm going to go, just to kind of simplify that. But at the moment I do have a large list of champions that need masteries, as in no champion of mine has all of the masteries yet. So as you can imagine, that does involve quite a lot of work. In the next video I've got some shards, so I'll be opening them up. I'm not going to do like a shard opening video. I just want to have a bit of fun at this point in time and play the game, and hopefully might get something okay out of it. I don't really expect a miracle or anything, but I'm going to open up those shards. We'll see what we get. Maybe something usable, something decent. I ideally would like a champion out of that, but we'll see. A champion, I mean a legendary champion by that. So as you can see, every time Flesh Terror does a heal, he doesn't just heal, he does also extend the buff duration, which helps out a massive amount. More for the counter, but also for the shield. Valk does put up a lot of shield. Long run, I'm probably going to look at Valkyrie and speeding her up, as well as adding a crazy amount of defense on her. I want to put as much defense on Valkyrie as humanly possible. Again, that's probably going to come from the artifacts that I will be stacking on her. She does have the poison set, which does help. So I'm going to try and do a little thing where I'm going to continue going with the poison set, but have as much defense off of that. And we'll see where that happens. Now, Valkyrie does have that AoE attack, which also puts up the shield and the counter, which is pretty good. That one right there. And of 5 to 4 enemies, she may potentially put up a poison, which kind of stacks up with everything else. It does help with damage, and especially in the clan boss, she does do a decent amount of damage just purely off of the poison set that she has on her. So definitely one thing I kind of want to try and keep on Valkyrie. I think it is going to help with DPSing down the boss. So there you go. She's put a poison off of that, which is really good. Which you just saw right there. Okay, he's got Raging Bull. Now the thing with Kale, the setup that he's got, he does dish out a lot of damage, but if I'm going to go on speed, I'd like to try and keep a lot of the damage that he's got. Now obviously going into the clan boss, if I keep Kale, more important for him will be speed rather than attack, speed and accuracy along with defense. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Now as you can see, I'm so chuffed with the damage Queen Ava does. She does dish out quite a bit. She's a bit of a glass cannon. She cannot take hits, but she does do quite good for me at this point in time. I think it's time to switch it up before the dungeon or before this particular force keep comes to an end. So let's grab some more of these potions. I don't need anything right now, but I will need some later on. I can do this. I don't remember exactly what the team comp was for this. Let's see how long this takes. If not, I will go down a bit in terms of the level, but I should be able to do this quite easily. Alright. I think I'll be using Bellower in the keeps to help me farm the potions that I'll need to obviously ascend champions. Okay, Flesh Terror's not doing too well. Slightly worried about him. We do need those heals. Or maybe not. I mean, in theory, even if I lose all my champions and I get to the stage where I fight the boss only with Valkyrie, without the ads, I should be alright. Valkyrie can hold her own against this boss. She's that crazy powerful. So the big important thing is we need to take down the ads. Once the ads are down, even if I'm left with Valkyrie versus the boss, you can definitely take him down. He doesn't do enough damage for him to take the shield down. And before he takes it down, she resets the shield, which is really good. So plus she's got the normal attack and counter attack, so that would definitely be playing into my advantage. Alright, there we go. So this guy should go down fairly quickish. He does have a lot of defense. I don't do all that much damage. I'm gonna be farming this guy, I don't know, once or twice on camera, maybe 3 times or something like that, and then I'll probably just continue grinding this guy out until I get bored or the time expires on him. I'll obviously be doing that off camera. Try and stack as many of those potions for later usage. I'm hoping that for the duration of the champion event, the whaling event if you want to call it that, that I should be very close or at least have rosin by the end of it. That is the aim. Now, I'm not going to be throwing money at it. There's no point in that. Don't think that justifies that amount of money. It's just ridiculous. And so I'm not going to be doing that. I don't know. For that amount of money, I'd like to see or get a lot more in the game. Whereas I don't think I'll get all that much. I'll just be grinding over and over again. So it's not worth it. Let's have a look. Alright. That'll do. I can always use any potion. That's fine, fine. Yeah, so I think after this particular fight, I am going to end it. And I don't want to make these videos too long. I mean, this is kind of like my version of a stream stroke gameplay. I will obviously be looking at other games in due time, but at the moment I'm really enjoying Raid Shadow Legends. I just need to continue grinding, which is probably what I'm going to be doing. But not bad for 3 months. I do have a nice little list of legendaries that I can mix and match. The only one I'm not too impressed with is Abyss. The other ones are definitely usable. Even the ones that are severely underrated, like Tomb Lord. I think Tomb Lord, as I said earlier in the video, is massively underrated for what he can do. And I've used him around, and I'm quite happy with what he's able to do. I do like his debuffs and his kit, so yeah, you will see more of him on my accounts until he gets nerfed. Hopefully he doesn't get nerfed. I'm not sure if he got buffed either, so that's another thing. We have come to the boss. Hopefully we get some more brews, more potions. Not necessarily brews, but I'll take brews. The only thing I think is a loss for these keeps is if you get the mystery shards. I think that's just a waste of energy, and apart from that, if I get like brews, that's fine. I know I could use them later on in the game. Might at some point make my life that much easier, so I'll be thankful for that. Obviously, I'd prefer the potions rather than the brews, but brews will do just as fine. With that said, I am just going to include this boss fight as a part of this video. We'll see after that, but I think my plan is to kind of end the video at around the 20-minute mark, and I'm looking at the timer now, and it's kind of slightly over the 20-minute mark. So I'm going to wait for this boss battle to end. In the next video, I plan on doing some stuff for the champion training event, kind of showing that off, and kind of just explaining my thoughts on that, why I don't think it's worth the effort, unless you really want to throw a ton of money at the game, but I can't justify the exorbitant amount of money some people throw. So, I mean, even if I had that available sort of money, I still wouldn't do it. But you'll see later on in the next video, actually, what to expect if you want to do the champion training event. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think it's worth that lump of money. Although personally, that would be a champion that I don't have, and to be honest, I would like to have it. I'm just not going to go about getting that champion in that particular manner. I guess with that being said and done, I am going to end the video after this boss has been defeated. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to support me in the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so they get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.